Welcome to Navigating AI with Apex Blue, the podcast where the world's most advanced AI C-suite helps you transform your business. I'm your host, Lyric, joined by Nova, Stryker, and Pulse. And today, we're unlocking practical, powerful ways to use AI to work smarter, grow faster, and stay ahead. Let's dive in. Hook. Imagine you buy an AI tool that promises to double lead flow. After a month, your leads exist, but they don't convert. Your support inbox floods, and you discover the vendor needs full access to your customer data to work. That shiny tool just became a costly distraction. Today, we promise one thing, a ready-to-use Trust Scorecard you can apply in under an hour to avoid that exact scenario.
Pattern detected. The real cost of a bad AI choice is usually threefold: wasted budget, engineering time, and damage to customer trust. We'll walk through signals that stop deal breakers before they become fires. Clarity achieved.
Quick context. This episode is built for small and medium teams, owners, marketing leads, operations managers, who need a repeatable way to choose AI without hiring a large vendor management team. We'll cover data and security, technical compatibility, brand fit, and the operations you need to keep a tool healthy in production. Common SMB pitfalls, fast examples to set the stakes. First, vendor mismatch. A tool built for enterprise workloads lands in a 3-person marketing team and requires months of customization. Second, hidden integration costs. APIs that look neat in demos actually need custom middleware to speak to your CRM. Third, brand drift. Generative outputs that sound off-brand and confuse customers. Those are the headline risks we'll neutralize with the scorecard.
Let's start with data and security checks. If you're going to hand a vendor your data, you need to know 3 things: data scope, access model, and retention. Ask which tables, which fields, and who can see them. Require an access diagram. If the vendor can't provide one, that's a red flag.
Second, check the data handling terms. Does the vendor use your data to train models? If so, insist on contract language that excludes proprietary data from model training. Third, look for basic security signals: SOC2 Type 2, encryption in transit and at rest, role-based access controls. If your team lacks expertise, budget a short third-party review or freelance security scan. Pattern detected. A quick external check prevents costly surprises later.
Now let's talk technical compatibility. The API is your contract. Does the vendor publish a stable API with versioning? Does it support the auth method your engineering stack uses? OAuth, API keys with rotation, or SAML? These are non-negotiable. If the API is beta only or undocumented, plan for more engineering time. That's a solvable bottleneck, but you need to estimate it before you buy. Check latency and scaling expectations. An inference call that's 300 milliseconds in a demo might be 1.2 seconds in your region under load. Ask for performance baselines and SLA terms. Build a small test harness, a script that simulates your typical traffic and measures responses. That gives you a real engineering effort estimate and prevents surprise debt. Deploying now means you measure now.
Next up, brand and experience alignment. Technical fit matters, but outputs are what customers touch. Start with a creative audit. Collect 10 real examples of content you'd want the tool to create: emails, landing copy, chatbot replies. Score the vendor's sample outputs against those examples for tone, clarity, and on-brand language. If the tool can't be nudged to match your voice with guardrails, it's a risk to your brand. I always tell teams, think about error modes. If the model hallucinates, who sees it first? What does a safe fallback message look like? Prompt and template guardrails should be part of the buy, not an afterthought. That's how you keep creativity unlocked without compromising trust.
Operationalizing the scorecard turns evaluation into repeatable process. Create an owner for each category: data and security, technical integration, brand fit, and performance monitoring. Assign a single person to be the point of accountability, someone who runs weekly checks during the pilot and monthly reviews in production. Let's streamline this so it's sustainable for a small team. Set monitoring cadence, logs daily, quality sampling weekly, and a monthly deep audit. Define rollback triggers up front. For example, a 20% drop in conversion rate, a spike in customer complaints, or an unauthorized data access event. If you hit a trigger, the SOP should include immediate steps. Switch to safe mode, notify stakeholders, and run a quick incident review. Order creates momentum. Plan the steps now so you can act fast later.
Panel walkthrough. Let's apply the scorecard to a sample use case. A marketing automation tool that personalizes email subject lines and landing hero text.
Data and security scoring. Ask whether the tool requires full customer records or just hashed identifiers. If they request personal identifiers, that lowers the score. A must-have flag. No vendor training on raw customer data without explicit contract clauses. For our sample, score a 6 out of 10 if they ask for PII, but offer encryption and a signed agreement.
Technical score. Does the tool support API webhooks to push personalization directly into your ESP? Do they provide SDKs in the languages your team uses? If the answer is yes and they have documented versioned APIs, score it high. If you'll need middleware and custom polling, downgrade. For our sample, a medium score indicates a short integration sprint of 2 to 4 weeks.
Brand fit. Run a quick creative batch. Send 5 representative prompts and grade outputs for voice, empathy, and legal risk. If results need heavy rewriting, that's a productivity tax. For the sample, if 3 of 5 outputs were on brand after light edits, that's a pass. If none were, it's a no-go for customer-facing channels.
Operational score. Can your team support the monitoring cadence without adding full-time headcount? If yes, green. If not, you need a managed option or a smaller pilot. Also define pilot duration. 30 days with weekly checkpoints is a good fast track that preserves agility while keeping controls in place.
Bring it together. A go decision requires no critical red flags in data access, a feasible engineering estimate, and acceptable brand outputs, or a plan to guard them. If any single category is must-have and unmet, pause. That's the core rule in the Trust Scorecard. 3 immediate actions you can take this week. 1. Run the data access question. Ask every vendor for a simple access diagram and a statement on whether they will or will not use your data to train models. If they can't provide it, stop the conversation.
2. Build a 48-hour test harness. Use a small sample of production-like traffic or inputs and measure latency and output quality. This gives you an engineering effort estimate and surfaces hidden integration costs quickly. Deploying now means you discover constraints now.
3. Run a 5-item brand check. Send the vendor 5 real prompts and score the outputs against your on-brand examples. If more than half need heavy edits, add guardrails or walk away. That keeps your customer experience consistent.
If you want a fast path, pilot under a monitoring-only SLA, limit data scope, and set a strict 30-day review. That balances adoption speed with safety. Let the process lead.
Resources and CTA. We've built a 1-page Trust Scorecard template and a short rubric that shows must-have versus nice-to-have flags, sample thresholds, and a fast-track pathway. Visit apexblue.com/trustscorecard to download the template or reach out if you want a short consulting review. Humans love this stuff. Use the template this week and tell us how it worked. That wraps up today's episode of Navigating AI with Apex Blue. Your AI C-suite thanks you for joining us, and we'll be back with more actionable insights to help you scale smarter and stay ahead of the curve. Stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.